day. So yes, we've talked about struggle. We've talked about the compelling pleasures. Because before we can actually find these opportunities and change, we must first tackle those things that will limit us from finding the opportunities and change. So let's now shift our focus to the real order of the day, which is opportunities in change. So we bring to my next question for Mr. Bolan was there. I'll ask Mr. Bolan again this question. It is, I have a lot of ideas, but usually I end up in with frustrations. How can I turn these ideas into opportunities?
Yeah, thank you. I tend to, receive this kind of question every now and then each time I interact with young guys. And it's a pleasure again to share some of the ideas and, the solutions I've gathered over the years. The first thing is you have to acquire knowledge. There is no way you want to, set out to achieve anything in life that you will not seek to know what exactly it is that you want to do. So information, in fact, this generation, one of the things that characterizes the generation is bombardment of information. What makes social media is knowledge. And let's quickly remember that even in the Bible, we're told that in the last days, there shall be increase in knowledge. There will be increase in knowledge. So the advent of technology is to ensure the fulfillment of the word of God concerning the increase in knowledge. And now when we are talking about you acquiring knowledge, I'm talking about relevant knowledge. Because by the time you have defined your idea, because your idea must be put within a prison, your idea must be put within a boundary, your idea must be put within a bowl, so that you don't go outside what you never bargained for. So by the time you understand what your idea is all about and what you are aiming out to achieve, then you seek relevant knowledge for you and information for you to be able to pursue the accomplishment of that idea. Then the second thing is that you have to be deliberate and intentional, because there is nothing you want to do in life that comes by default. I'm sure that as much as we're all created by God, we're not made by God, as a default Christians. We're not made as by God as someone who has all the knowledge, all the things that you're supposed to use in pursuit of your fulfillment in life embedded within you. So you have to just intentionally set out for you to be able to achieve that idea, even if it's just as small as a mustard seed. It's just a matter of time. By the time you begin to pursue it, you will see how far it can grow. I'm sure that when you put Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, on a hot seat and ask him how he came about designing Facebook that is now leading the front in the world of social media, now he would tell you he was just right there as a year one student in Harvard University, just playing around with his phone, and came up with the fact that he needs to connect everybody. And here we are today, after almost 12 years, still playing around with Facebook, and now ranked as the third most richest man in the world. So that is how far a little idea can go. Then the third thing is that you don't need to be afraid of failure. Because one of the things I've observed is people are usually afraid of failure, and because of that, they don't pursue the idea. They don't go out deliberately to do the things that God had put in them as a seed of idea. So you just have to understand that what we define as failure as a tool is not that you fall. Yes, you fall, but the consciousness and the intention that you have within you that made you realize this is an idea that you need to pursue is what should give you the courage for you to rise up again. Even if you fall 7 times, you need to rise up because you have the ability for you to accomplish that idea. That's why God has given you the idea. I want to just remind us about the word of Michael Jordan. I know many of us are aware about who Michael Jordan times. He said this: I have missed 1,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost the games. On 26 occasions, I have been trusted to take the game-winning shots, and I missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and this is why I succeed. Do you know why he concluded with the fact that he succeeded despite all these analysis of his failures? It's because today there's no way you want to talk about world basketball as a game that you will not mention the name
Michael Jordan.
Yes.
The same thing we should have as our goal in life, whatever it is, no matter how little, no matter how small the idea is. And that brings me to the last point, that you have to start little, then pursue to grow big. If your idea is that you want to build a car, if you are there listening to me, don't wait until when you have someone to give you $1 million, or you have a government scheme or a government policy that supports you to access a particular fund that will make you to start from where Toyota Nigeria or Mercedes-Benz in Germany or even BMW in Germany are operating at the moment. Start from the little way. If it's just for you to begin to produce mobile cars, you know, all these play toys for children within the little capital you can access, start little and have the mindset that you are going to grow big. And over time, opportunity will come and you came to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, sir. Thank you, thank you. One thing I want us to take home from that is that you made a point that most of us are actually afraid of failure, which is very, very true today. I see some of my friends who actually have that same phobia or fear of failure. But we always forget that if we don't fail, or we won't be able to learn from those failures to actually succeed. So failures will definitely come sometimes. So, but we should the success is when you actually turn that failure into a success in the future. So let's not have that general phobia for failure. Thank you so much for that. Was really insightful, sir. So this question is for Miss Yejide, the Illuminator. Now this question says, are there really opportunities out there for the younger generation? Aside the fear of failure, most youths that I know of, some of my friends, they always tell you that there are no opportunities, you know, that all jobs are taken by the older generation. So are there actually opportunities out there for the younger generation, ma?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, ma.
Of course. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can, ma.
Okay, good. Of course, there are massive, massive, massive opportunities for the younger generation. In fact, I tell the younger generation, this is your time. This is their time. There's no better moment to live their lives, fulfill the purposes of God for their lives other than now. This is the time. This is the time that they need to wake up, stop sleeping, stop dulling yourselves. As they say, it's time to wake up. And number one, this is the opportunity for them to cure their ignorance. A lot of people are ignorant. They act like they know, but they don't know. It's there, even in the book of Isaiah, chapter 42. God says that who is blind like my servant, that they see, they are looking, but they can't see. They hear, but they are not listening. It's not sinking in, you know, and is not that scripture is not related to pastors, prophets, you know, servants of each and every child of God is a servant of. Then this is an opportunity for the youth to launch out on your ideas. The world has literally become a global village. Launch those ideas that you have, that you've been nursing, that you've been nurturing. This is the time. The information is out there. Fine, there are so many information out there, but you need that critical information, that relevant information for your life and your purpose. And you can actually get it by following the right people, seeking the right experts. There are whatever idea you are brooding, you are brooding, or whatever you want to become, whatever you want to do, there's somebody that has done it before. Even if nobody has done it before, they probably have attempted it before. So there's no, you can't claim zero knowledge. Nobody can claim zero knowledge. We are in the time of Internet of Things. Go on the internet, Google, search. So launch out on your ideas, and then this is the season where a lot of people are embarking on digital services and digital products. Digital products are selling. Digital services are selling. Most businesses are interconnected. There's no excuse right there. All you need to do is seek and you will find. Get in the right quarters. I mean, and then you can collaborate. You can collaborate and partner
Collaborate.
with people. Thank you. You can collaborate and partner
Yes,
with
ma.
people. This is the opportunity you also use to learn new skills, new trends. Everybody must learn. And this one is not limited to the youth. Everybody must learn to go digital. Even churches, everybody has to learn it. So it's an opportunity to learn. And this, which leads me to the next point, this is also an opportunity to make a lot of money. I know people will be excited. The youth should be excited. It's an opportunity to make a
Yes,
lot
very
of
excited.
money with your talent. Do you know how to, whether you know how to cook, or you know how to bake, or you know how to copyright, there's so many things that you can do with your gift and your talent. You can even learn. I just found out on, I think, yeah, it was during the lockdown that I found out that you can actually learn how to play guitar and violin on the internet. I thought it has to be a face me. I thought it has to be a physical contact thing. But you can actually learn it on the internet. Opportunity to make money with your gift. There's no better time than that to do that other than now. Opportunity to serve. Opportunity to serve with your gift and your talent. Youth should learn how to serve. The gift, the talent that you have is not for you alone. It's to serve, is to bless humanity. For example, you know how to sing very well. Are you going to sit in your house, or stand in your kitchen, or stay in your bathroom and sing to yourself all the way to that multimedia platform? No, that gift is not for yourself. It's to bless people. It's to, when you stand on that platform and you hold that enchanted microphone, as they call it, and you throw out that vocal. It's not for you, it's for your audience. So serve, start small. Whatever you know how to do, start small. Even if people have not given you any platform at the moment, volunteer. This is the time for you to volunteer. This is also the time for youth to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. The world has become a global village. Meetings upon meetings on the internet. Everything is done digitally. You have to be disciplined. You have to manage your time. Time management. Before you know it, 24 hours is gone. If you are not disciplined, you will not be able to achieve anything in a day. I tell you, anything. You can't spend the rest of your time sitting in front of Netflix and watching all the movies. I am not saying you should not watch Netflix. I said spend the whole of your time watching Netflix. You have to create time for personal development. And that's the next, before I even move on, the people that you are watching on the Netflix, you need to discipline yourself, develop yourself, so that you can put yourself on Netflix and other people can watch you. If you eat, sleep, and watch Netflix, tell me how you are going to become that. Tell me how you want to blow, because it seems that everybody wants to blow now. How is that going to happen?
Mm.
This is an opportunity for the youth to start afresh, even if you have lost everything in the past. God has used the pandemic and the lockdown to reset the whole world.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So in summary, yes, there are opportunities out there for the younger generation. You have to cure that ignorance. There are opportunities. And in the situations where it looks like there are no opportunities, those are the times where you have to start utilizing your gifts. Create your own opportunities. Pray so that the Holy Ghost may inspire. And by the special grace of God, you will definitely receive and do good and bless humanity with your gifts. This question, there's a question from the chat box that says, how do we, this question is from Mr. Bolan, how do we know who to collaborate with? Yes, the internet is like very popular these days, and also on the internet you can get a lot of wrong information. There's a lot of bad information on the internet. So how exactly can you get true information and true people, you can credible people you can collaborate with on the internet?
Okay, yeah, thank you. That's pretty straightforward. The first thing is you need to understand your vision because before you begin to define your ideas, objectives, once you understand what your visions are, every other thing emanates from the vision. Once you know what exactly you are aiming or stepping out to accomplish, that defines all that you want to do out there in terms of the kind of relationship or networking or connection or even the type of and skill of communication and the things that you need to take up as your competencies for you to be able to identify with people. For instance, on social media, any of the platform, the most popular or the popular social media platform, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have Twitter, you have even WhatsApp, and then now this webinar platforms that we have now. There's something they are creating now, and that's break room sections where people can, from the general room, from the general meeting room, people can move and then break into, sessions where they can closely interact, where minds of similar attitude, minds of similar ideas can exchange values. That is all what collaboration is all about. You don't want to connect or communicate with people when you are speaking German, they are speaking French, or when you are, for instance, on this platform, now all of us are speaking English. If we have anybody here who doesn't understand English, I'm sure that the person will definitely be lost. And that quickly suggests to us why many ideas are not, seeing the light of the day, why many ideas are not coming to reality. Because the right set of people that will understand their language, the right set of people that will understand basically what they are all out there to do, they are not connecting with them. So you need to look for people of like minds, people that you share the same value with. We call them business culture, people that you share the same cultural, business cultural value or idea value with. Those are the people that you need to seek out for. And they are all out there in different structure, in different organizational setup, because now there's something that is emerging on the online technology now. And that's because the whole world is now, moving online. There has to be this intentional way of creating structure so that there won't be commotion, so that there won't be, people will not begin to kind of get so lost, because a lot of people are now coming, a lot of people have not been using this technology.
Okay, so there's this popular question people ask themselves. I know this is a very popular thing among everybody. They ask themselves, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 20 years? And we always have great things to say. Oh, I'll be here, I'll be at this certain point in my life. Very good things to say. And we all know that it's not just about talking. So are there any specific steps that you can take in becoming a better version of yourself at a certain amount of years? For example, in 5 years, let's take 5 years for example. Are there specific steps that we can take to see a better version of ourselves in 5 years? For Mr. Balo answer.
Okay. Let me start from where I stopped on the issue of vision. The first thing is you have to write down the vision. Okay. There is no way you can define your life without having a vision. You must have a vision, and the vision can be projected into a short term or a long term. But if you are talking about 5 years, 5 years is a short term vision. Because imagine a child they gave birth to in 2015 as of today, or this year, 2020, is now 5 years old. So trust me, 5 years in this world of technological advancement, 5 years is no longer a long term. It's now a short term. So when you are defining vision, you have to put your goals into perspective of short-term measure in terms of what you want to achieve in the short term. So let me just be very practical with us. As youth, maybe what you are struggling with, why your ideas, you are finding it very difficult for you to materialize your ideas or even find a way to begin to establish fulfillment or achievement, accomplishment in terms of what you have assumed to be your idea. The first thing you need to do, like I earlier mentioned, is about the issue of knowledge. In the next 5 years, you can project on how do you want to acquire the necessary knowledge? How do you want to get the necessary information that will form the basis of the foundation of the accomplishment of the idea? For instance, if your idea is you want to be, because some visions can be very funny. Probably maybe your vision is you want to be number one number one tech guru in Nigeria, or number one, you want to own the best tech company in Nigeria. You might have not even as of now been able to define what product your tech company will be delivering. But the first thing is you need to now know exactly what are the restrictions in technology, what are the information that you must have of a necessity for you to be able to define the objectives of what that vision is going to accomplish. So it might require you to now say, okay, I'm going to go to apply to do a short study, either a diploma of 2 years or even a 1-year course or a 3-year course and all that. So you have to now begin to do what I call strategic planning. You have to sit down and strategically plan for the next 5 years, that I'm going to, by the end of 5 years, I must have become ABCD in this field. So for me to become ABCD at the end of 5 years, I know I must attend this school. And for me to attend this school, I must apply. So you begin to now do that strategic planning and put to a proper schedule, a proper timeline, how you want to and when you want to accomplish those objectives that you're outlining in your strategic planning. Then the other one is now you will have to look for how to ensure that you equip those plans for you to execute them. Because what is the essence of planning when you are not moving to execute? In fact, a lot of people spend like this short-term planning, I mean, short-term goal of 5 years, they spend like 4 years planning, you know, without even executing. And 1 year will be too short for you to, you know, say you want to set out to execute a 4-year strategic intensive planning. So you need to understand that, so that by the time you now begin to understand what are the requirements, what are the things that you would need, either has a process of techniques or tools that will help you to do a proper execution of those plans, then you begin to identify them and now look for how to get those tools. Because some of those things you may not have. You know, because we are not all island of some people that you now begin to now look for collaborations with. There are some people you begin to network with because they already have those established techniques and established tools with them. So basically, when you begin to connect with them, then it makes it easier for you to find a channel for you to pursue the execution of those plans that you set out. And the last thing that you need to consider as a step, which is very critical, is what this particular conversation we are having. There is no way you want to accomplish either a long-term or a short-term goal, having planned, without having a consistent conversation. The day you stop talking about your plan, that's the day you fail in executing that plan. Because there are some plans that will be so, you know, ambiguous that you will need people with experiences, people with similar, you know, testimonies, you know, things that you want to accomplish, people that you've seen ahead of you that have gone, that have accomplished them. You know, I don't just want to use the word coaching or the word mentoring and all that, because I know we're familiar with those things. As I'm trying to break it down, you have to look for those kind of people that will guide you and help you with their experiences. You know, if it's naturally going to take you a week for you to do what you are planning to do, if you rub minds and converse with those people, trust me, it will take you a few hours to accomplish. And that's exactly how simple it is if you are to go about some of these things. And I want to encourage you, you know, just like we do have a consistent conversation with people. You can, you know, some of us even spend a lot of time online doing nothing, accomplishing nothing. So why don't you look for the necessary communication group, the necessary, you know, relevant connection, community, network that will enhance this kind of conversation for you. And I'm throwing out that opportunity to you. Every month, we usually have similar conversation like this. You can take it a point of duty as an investment into the execution of your plan, that every month you will always make it a date to come and spend 1 hour and let's have this kind of conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really insightful, sir. Thank you so much for that. So basically, yeah, we can't just keep talking that, yes, I'll be this in 5 years, I'll be this great in 5 years. You have to plan towards it. You can't just keep talking. And then while you plan, it's not also all about planning. You have to execute your plans. You have to network and collaborate when necessary. Thank you so much for that information, sir. This question is for the Illuminator. So frequently you hear people saying, I want to go abroad. Like, there are many opportunities out there that Nigeria is not for me anymore. I'm going abroad. There's nothing in this country. So are there really opportunities outside the shores of Nigeria for young people? Ma.
Of course, there are opportunities to travel. There are opportunities for young people outside the country. Massive, massive opportunities. It now depends on it depends on what your vision is, what your purpose is, what you want for yourself. It's not everybody that will travel out of the country. A lot of people are traveling. They are traveling outside the country. Some of them are finding it funny, and some of them are not finding it funny. See, whether you travel to out of Nigeria or you remain in this country, some principles are the same. Principles of life, they don't change regardless of your location.
Yeah.
If you take responsibility for your life, whether you know how to take responsibility for your life or you refuse to take responsibility for your life, whether you are in Nigeria or whether you are outside Nigeria, your results will be the same. The difference will be marginal, very little. What I will say is, do you have a vision to travel outside the country? Oh yes. If the answer is yes, by all means, you can go. Maybe you want to go for studies. Of course, you can go. You want to seek how do I say this? You want to further your education. By all means, go, because you need enlightenment. You need to rub minds. It will even be for research, which is not available. If there are opportunities that if there are opportunities available outside Nigeria and they are not available here, why would we not go? By all means, go. So many opportunities. There are opportunities. There are like so many fellowship programs. Somebody is typing it there that there are fellowship programs. Yes, there are fellowship programs. So many of them. It depends on what you want to do. But if you want to just escape without a purpose for your life, there are people that are there, and I'm sure we all know the story. They will tell you that they're traveling abroad. Once they are there, ends cannot meet. The enjoyment you are having here, the little enjoyment you are having here, can we even call it enjoyment? But it's just that sometimes nobody is really chasing you for things. Things that let me put it like this, things that you are taking for granted here, you cannot take them for granted abroad. So regardless of your location, you have to get your act together. You have to know your onions. I will say to you, whether you are in Nigeria or whether you are outside Nigeria, master your craft. Master your craft. Become so skilled at what you do, become so good at what you do that you become flat out fantastic and you become extremely relevant, whether you are here or you are there.
Yeah.
So even if you are in Nigeria and you are extremely good and relevant, they will look for you. In fact, they will fish you out from outside Nigeria. They will fish you out from outside the country. That's number one. That only you have the power and the responsibility to move your life forward. Only you. So do not place the responsibility of your life, the blessings of your life, don't place it in a location. Don't place it on the government. Don't place it on Trump. Yeah, don't place it on Trump. If you can't place it on Buhari, don't place it on Trump. If you go to every country has its own unique struggle, unique trouble, unique problems. Even not even the country, even the localities. We all know what is going on in the racism with racism in America today. Who would have thought? I've been traveling to America I go to America regularly. I travel regularly. This is the first time not even a long time. This is the first time that I will see America like this. It's in turmoil. Everybody knows. Who would have thought that America would be like this? that they will have so much, but although it's systemic problem, so you cannot carry your life and go and place it on Trump that, oh, until you get to America. Regardless of where you are, the blessing of God can meet you and prosper you. If your desire is to travel outside the country, be it US, UK, Europe, South Africa, anywhere, and the opportunities are there for you as a child of God, by all means, go. Canada, yes, Canada, you can, by all means, go. But remember, even in that Canada you are traveling to, the responsibility for your life, you will not place it on the president of that country. The responsibility to move your life forward lies solely in your hands. Stop complaining and stop shifting blame. That shift blame mindset, you need to delete it first. Delete it. Shift blame mindset, and because of this, because of that, you need to delete it. Fine, we know the problems are there, we know the struggles are there, but some people are making a headway even out of that problem. Even Isaac, remember Isaac, he was in the midst of severe famine. The Bible says severe famine. So I've been trying to imagine, was that famine worse than what we have today? Severe is severe. If you are asked to describe what is going on in Nigeria, it's severe famine. And people are still getting blessed.
Yeah.
People are sitting down with and generating fantastic ideas that is taking them global. And some people are there, sitting down, not doing anything, feeding off the government $600. I just listened to the news from Texas 2 days ago. They were discussing whether they should increase, not they were discussing, someone was proposing that they should increase the allowance they give to their citizenship. And the opposing party were like, no. If you give them money, we are encouraging them to earn more money while sitting at home. That they are not, they actually said their brain will remain dormant, they won't be able to think. So the budget should be used for something different, you know? So every country has its own issues. Is it $600 that you now sit down and use to, after eating and then having fun and enjoying yourself, what else? What else are you bringing to the table? So what is the innovation? What is the creativity there? Another person is George Washington Carver. He was a slave. And that's not all. He was even the son of a slave. 2 generations slavery in his blood. Today, he's a global icon. Slavery did not stop him. What did he do? We all know. He invented the peanut butter that we are all eating today. And not only peanut butter, over 200 products he invented. He sat down and he invented it. And they denied him admission in about 2 or 3 universities before he finally found one, you know, of course, because he's black, due to racism, and that's in that same America, a slave. Who is it? You and I, we are not slaves now, so can't we actually do better? Then I'll round up by saying this, that it is your responsibility, whether you are outside Nigeria, as you are finding that opportunity there, or you are in Nigeria, yeah, that it is up to you to live out the highest, the truest expression of yourself, whether in this country or outside this country, and you glorify God and you bless humanity with it. The truest, the highest expression of yourself, regardless of whatever opportunity is presented to you, whether small or great.